Hello, my name is Matthew Marquit and welcome to the Unity Game Engine Basics video tutorial series. In this particular video titled Getting Started in Unity, we're going to look into starting a new project, setting up our scene, and installing asset packs from the package manager as well as Unity's asset store. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is open up the Unity Hub, and if we have any projects, we're going to want to go to the projects section where we'll find them right here. Now, since we don't have any projects started yet, we're going to create a new one. So if you come over here and click on this arrow, you can see that you can actually choose the engine you want to start a new project in. Right now, of course, we only have one installed. So I'm going to click off of that. Otherwise, we're just going to click New. And as you can see, this dialog will now pop up. You have several options to choose as a template to start. First, of course, is 2D, which is fairly self-explanatory. If you want to do a 2D project, you'll start with 2D. Then you have your generic 3D scene. Next is 3D with extras, which is Unity giving you a little scene showing off some of their latest features, such as post-process volumes. Then we have high definition rendering pipeline, which at the time of this video is still a preview, which means it's experimental, so you might have some crashing, some bugs, some things like that, but it is in the works for a final template option to use in the future. If you actually click on the eye right here, it'll give you some more information if you're wondering exactly what is in each of these templates. And we can just hit got it over here. Then we have the lightweight rendering pipeline, which is for mobile and low-end PCs. And then, of course, we have our virtual reality lightweight rendering pipeline, which is also a preview build. Now, of course, you can use whatever template meets your needs for any future projects. But as far as what we're going to be creating in this tutorial series, I'll be choosing the high definition rendering pipeline template. Now, as I mentioned already, it is a preview build, but it's the only template that fully shows off the latest and greatest features in Unity, including the shader graph that I'll be covering in another video. So to start the project, I'm going to click the template. We're going to come up here to where it says project name, and I'm going to change this to my level. And then if you want, you can change the location by clicking on these dots right here, but I'm going to leave it default, and then we're going to hit create. Now the entire process to load up the scene is going to take several minutes, so at this point I'm actually speeding up the video quite a bit. Once the scene is fully loaded up and Unity finally opens, this is what the default Unity interface is going to look like when you use the high definition rendering pipeline template. And as you can clearly see, there's some content already loaded up in our scene. The same content, by the way, which you'd find if you loaded up the 3D with extras template. Either way, I'll be covering Unity's user interface in a different video, so right now I want to focus on what you need to get your scene up and running. So the first thing we need to do is create a new and empty scene. So we're going to go up to the top here and choose File and New Scene, which will clear out that extra content. However, you're going to see there's still some default objects in the scene, such as the main camera, the directional light, which serves as the sun, the render settings, and the post-process settings. Now these last two are unique to the high definition rendering pipeline template. The other templates will come with just a main camera and a directional light. Now from here, we're going to want to save out this new scene. So we're going to go back up to the top, choose File again, and now choose Save As. We're going to go to the Scenes folder, and we call it whatever you want. In this case, I'm going to call it My Scene. Now we're going to change our focus onto the file structure of our project, which we can see down here in the project window. The project window is basically just a mirror of the file structure on our computer. We can see this if we come down here to the folder Assets, right-click, and choose Show in Explorer. If we double-click Assets again, we'll see the same exact file structure in both Unity and in Windows. Now from here, we can start organizing our file structure so that we can match industry best practices. So let's make sure we have folders for some of the more common items we'll be using and creating. Here are my suggestions. Animations, models, prefabs, presets, scenes, scripts, settings, and textures. Of course, you can include any other folders you might need, but this will give us a good place to start. But the point is, when you work on games, you work in teams, and as a result, we want to keep our naming conventions and our file structures very organized and named properly. So that's what we're doing when we start with this. So I'll add these folders by right-clicking in the Explorer, going to New, and choosing Folder. From here, I'll speed up the process. Once you're done, you can click back into Unity and see that all of our folders have now been updated. Now, of course, you can add folders in Unity also by right-clicking in here and choosing Create and then Folder. However, I feel working through Windows Explorer is a little faster. Now, as soon as you're done creating your default file structure, this would be the perfect opportunity to change any project settings that need adjusting. In order to gain access to these settings, simply go up to the top, choose Edit, and come down to Project Settings. Now I'm going to leave all of these settings default for my project. However, you're more than welcome to go through each one of these sections to determine if you want to make any changes. Some of the more interesting ones include physics for both 3D and 2D, the player section, which allows you to change things like the default icon for the executable, the resolution and presentation, splash screen, and so on, and then things like timing in your game. Either way, once you're done looking through this, you can simply shut it off and it saves your settings. So from here, you're going to want to install any external packages that you'll need to work on your level. We're going to find the ones that we need for this tutorial, both in the Package Manager and on Unity's Asset Store. Let's first start with the Package Manager. To gain access to the tool, you simply go up to Windows and choose Package Manager. Give it a little time to load up. Once it loads up, you'll see lots of different options in which you can install into your project. Keep in mind, some of these are still preview builds, which means they're still in alpha or beta and not in a full release. Also, depending on when you watch this video or which template you use to start your project, you're going to get different options. You'll also notice little check marks next to some of these items. These are items that are already installed in your project. If I scroll down, sometimes you'll also see items that have a little down arrow. The down arrow represents an update to the software. In this case, it's the high definition rendering pipeline that needs an update. If I expand out this arrow, you can see the update here. If I choose the update, I can come down here and update it to the 5.13.0 preview. However, for this particular project, I'm not going to update this for now. It takes a long time to update and it potentially can break some stuff in the visuals of my project, so I'm just going to leave it alone for now. But that's how you would update it. Now you can also expand out and choose See All Versions to see all the past versions. So you can install them as well, especially if you have a lot of problems with the latest update. By the way, the three items that we want to download in the Package Manager here are going to be Polybrush, Pro Builder, and ProGrids. Once again, simply expand out the option, come over here, and choose Install. Do this for all three of the items. Once you have all of them downloaded, simply come up here and shut off the Package Manager. Now, of course, you might notice a couple of differences in your scene. This UI item being over here being ProGrids, and of course the grid being vertical by default. You can easily change the orientation of the grid up here by choosing the Y-axis. But I'll be covering ProGrids, Polybrush, and Pro Builder in a different video. Now finally, we want to install the last item we need through Unity's Asset Store. There are three ways that we can get to the Asset Store within Unity's interface. The first is the default tab, which should be right here. If, however, for some reason it's not there, or you shut it off by mistake, you can simply go up to Window and choose Asset Store. And your last option, of course, is the hotkey by pressing Control 9. But before we move on, what is the Asset Store anyways? Well, the Asset Store is a great resource that lets you acquire content from art to sound effects to tools in Unity and so on. Some of the content is free, though most of the content must be paid for. In general, once you've legally acquired said content, you can use it both in your personal work and in your games, both monetized or otherwise. Just be sure to check the licensing on your purchases. So what you're going to want to do is come over here and you're going to need to sign in. Now, if you don't have an account, you'll just click on the sign in. Instead of choosing sign in, click create a Unity account. And then enter all this information that you need and then create your Unity ID. Once that's created, we can sign in again. So I'm going to go back, click on the Asset Store again, and then we'll be right back where we started. I'm going to click back on sign in one more time, and this time we're going to actually sign in. So from here, you can use your sign in or you can use a Google or Facebook account. I'm going to use my Google account. And once you're signed in, you'll see your profile up here. Now at this point, we can finally install whatever packages we need. In this case, for this tutorial, I'm going to install the standard assets pack that comes from Unity Technologies themselves. So let's find those. If you go up to the search assets, I've already searched for some assets. You'll see them up here. I'm going to click on standard assets. And you'll see this right here by Unity Technologies. So I'm going to click on that. So now you can come over here to this button and download it. Of course, I've already downloaded it. That's why it's been changed to import. You can see that up here. But once you've downloaded it, you can press the button to import it into your scene right here. It will then load up with a dialog that allows you to choose what you want. Everything's selected by default. So I'm just going to leave it and I'm going to click import. Now I'm speeding up the video, but the process does take a minute or two to complete. And once it's done importing, you'll find all the files in two folders, namely the sample scenes and the standard assets folder. Now at this point, you can continue to install as many packages as you find useful and continue to search the asset store for them. We can refine our searches by choosing any of these categories here. We can even find additional free assets if we come to pricing and set it to free assets. This will allow us to find all of the stuff that is free. Of course, we can also pay for things if we really want to, but just keep in mind in general that if you're using other people's assets, don't take credit for their work, because that, of course, is plagiarism. This is especially important if you're a student. Let's say you're an artist and you download art and you put it into your portfolio. You better inform your teacher or anyone else who looks at it that it's not yours. Otherwise, they might assume that you did it all yourself. And just because you never directly take credit for the content doesn't let you off the hook either. I've seen students not necessarily say something was theirs, but they also never explicitly pointed out it wasn't theirs because, well, no one asked. This is still lying by omission. Your best bet is to use content that doesn't fall under your expertise. For example, let's just say you're a programmer or maybe a designer who doesn't know how to do any art. Fine. Go into the asset store to find some art to beautify your work, and that will help you quite a bit over time. So always give credit where credit is due, similar to the call out I make in my video description for the music I use during this video. Other than that, you're more than welcome to continue to download any assets that make your scene better. Now, one last thing I did want to point out before we move on is some of these packages, when you go to install them, will give you this error. If you ever receive this error, it basically means it's going to change some of the settings. Don't proceed unless you want to ruin your project. So instead, what you're going to want to do is open up a separate Unity project, load that scene in there, and then take a look at what you want. You can package each of those items individually and then re-import them into your original scene. Either way, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today for this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.